What's been the biggest lessons you've learned since being married the last couple of years then that have been different than when you guys were married? Has anything changed, or do you feel like everything we talked about beforehand, before pre-engagement, before marriage, we've followed through on, and so nothing has really drastically changed except for we live together now and we're married, but it's all been, you've both been in integrity with what you committed to, and so has anything changed in your mind? Or
for anyone who gets married or you move into a close relationship like this, the change is embracing another person in your life and accepting the fact that they are a different person from you.
Yes.
They have different perspectives, different life experiences, different educational backgrounds, all of these things in their life that have shaped their perspective. And now you are trying to do life together.
Yeah.
You're in this boat, you're rowing together. So it is a constant adjustment to allowing people to have the space to be who they are and have their perspectives and share those perspectives, and realizing no matter what, you're on the same team. Yeah. So the choices that you're making now, it's not just about you anymore. It is what is best for the team. So having that teamwork mentality is the adjustment. And hopefully when you go in, you've done enough of the work to where you're not the weak link on your team.
Right.
Because you don't want to be the weak link.
Someone's always picking up your slack,
But just, realizing and embracing that teamwork mentality. Even when you have an argument, even when you have a disagreement, your goal is not to win. Your goal is to find a solution that is best to move the team forward.
Yeah. My friend Jay Shetty says in a argument or a challenging discussion, it shouldn't be the person against the other person. It should be both people against the challenge, against the problem.
Absolutely.
And coming together on how do we solve the problem, not here's my solution, you're wrong, I'm right, or whatever. But coming together on that, and I think that's a beautiful practice to focus on the challenge, not, well, you did this and it makes me upset, So both finding the solution. Yep. I love this. This has been really powerful. You've got an amazing book, Sis, Don't Settle, How to Stay Smart in the Matters of the Heart. I think it's really challenging to let your head make the decisions for your heart, but you need your head to make sure that you're not allowing your heart to miss out on the red flags or signs that might be, your heart may not be looking for. So you kind of need both to be connected, to really make sure you're in alignment, you're using your emotions and also seeing the facts and the data, and you're using all of it to make a conscious decision about entering a relationship and then taking it to the next level. You've got so many great lessons and stories in here. You've got a lot of your own experience, personal experience, obviously from, I wouldn't call them failures, they're just lessons. They were relationships that weren't in alignment to where you want to be. There's nothing wrong with that. We've all had those. So you had a lot of those lessons. And also being in divorce court and watching all of these people go through challenges and heartaches and the pains. So you have so many different lessons on how to make sure we hopefully eliminate that and don't have to experience those things in relationships. So very excited about the book, Sis, Don't Settle, How to Stay Smart in the Matters of the Heart. Faith Jenkins, I've got a couple final questions for you.
Can I tell you why I wrote this book?
Yeah, go ahead.
I did not have these huge standards of love in my life growing up, and didn't really know what a true, loving, healthy relationship looked like.
Yeah. You didn't have a model. You didn't have a good model. Yeah.
Didn't have the model. And I realized as I started dating, and I moved to New York, started dating in New York, and I realized when I started dating that I really didn't have a source to pull from to learn the do's and the don'ts and some of these things that, would have helped me along my journey to make some better decisions. So a lot of things I learned the hard way.
Yeah. Sometimes
that's good in life, but people watch your podcast or they read books because they want to learn how to minimize some of the mistakes that they can make.
Absolutely.
And so because if you want love, if you want a loving marriage, you want to love a relationship, I believe that you can have it. But how do you get there? How do you get to that point? And so this book was really a passion project. What I wanted to write, being single in my 20s and 30s, how I navigated all of the challenging experiences, all of the questions, the pressure from outsiders, and all of those things to get to the point where I am now, 2 years, happily married with the husband that I dreamed about having for so long. And I don't think that story is just meant for me.
Right.
I believe it's something that anyone who wants to have that kind of love in their life that they can have.
Absolutely. I think it's beautiful. And in a modern world of online dating and swiping and hookup culture and people thinking they have more and more options available, but being less fulfilled and less happy because they're unsure of how to navigate these waters, I think it's really powerful for your lessons and your story and your examples to share in this book. So I'm excited for people to check this out. I want to acknowledge you, Faith, for not settling, because I think it's really easy for people to settle, and there's nothing, bad or wrong about that. But I think you were very clear on what you wanted. You made your own mistakes, but you learned every time, and you got to this point. And I think it's really inspiring to see, specifically a woman, wait until they're in their 40s to get married in this time when there is that pressure. And to not settle, I think, takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage, but I can only imagine the amount of peace and love and joy and abundance on the other side of that courage. So I really acknowledge you for leaning into that, making that decision, and also using your voice to share this wisdom with other people. So congrats on everything there. This question is called the 3 truths question. Imagine it's a hypothetical question and scenario. Imagine it's your last day on earth many years away, and you get to live as long as you want to live, and you get to create the life of your dreams. Everything you want to do, it happens. But for whatever reason, in this hypothetical scenario, all of your message has been erased or it goes to some other place. So your book is no longer available. The content you've created online is gone. So no one has access to your information anymore, your content. But you get to leave behind 3 lessons to the world. This is all we would have of your information, your content, are 3 lessons. I call it 3 truths. What would you say would be these 3 truths, what you'd share with people from the lessons you've learned in your life?
Don't wait until you get your dream job, or you meet your dream person, or you graduate with that degree, or you travel places you want to travel. Choose joy now, because if not, you'll run out of time if you're waiting to reach a milestone to think you're going to achieve it.
Choose joy. Second one?
The closed doors in your life are just as important as the open doors. So I would say embrace the closed doors, because they're redirecting you elsewhere, and take that redirection as a sign, as a positive sign.
And the third truth?
You're going to hear your name spoken very early on. You may graduate from kindergarten and they may call your name. You may graduate from middle school or high school. They may call your name. I don't want that to be the last time you hear your name called for achieving something in your life. So I want you to walk into rooms that are too big for you. I want you to walk into rooms where you're concerned that you may say the wrong thing. You may ask, am I dressed appropriately? I want you to continue to walk into rooms, into doors where you're not quite comfortable, but you're there and you're in the room, because that's where the opportunity will lie for you. That's where your success is going to be, when you continue to walk into those rooms.
Yeah. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot.
Most people don't like conflict,
Right.
especially men. They
Wanna
want to
avoid
avoid
it.
conflict at all costs. So if they know that something that they're doing is going to cause a huge conflict, most times they're not going to do it. But do they know? Have you communicated it?